Okay, August 30th, and now I'm going to do the second section of the border route. This video is going to highlight the area in the red oval, and you can get a lot of information about the border route from ithinkwemissedaturn.com. And I'm headed out towards 7 Mile Dam. And this is just in south of Trail BC, and I recommend taking the Waneta Nelway Road. Now you could take the highway down below to the dam, but I much prefer this type of riding. It's a little bit more remote, it's got some elevation to it, and it's kind of rural. So I enjoyed this section of ride immensely. And it doesn't take very long before it turns into gravel. And as I'm traveling through here, just before the gravel, in the field, I saw something scampering along, so I decided to pull over, get out my camera, and of course, he'd moved a long ways off by that time, but it was just a small black bear. This is the type of riding I just really enjoy doing. I kind of make these videos just in case anybody is researching the Waneta Nelway or the Pend d'Oreille Road, and they're kind of wondering, hey, is it suitable for my bike? Yeah, I've thought I would put this video together and people could use it as a bit of a resource, and it's fun for me making these videos as I'm traveling along. So this first part, Waneta Nelway, is actually on Google Maps, and you can get and drop down into Street View. So here's a comparison of 2024, this trip, and 2012. So quite similar looking. So I've got the camera, it's kind of mounted on my right mirror. In this case, it's not helmet mounted today. And this is just a gorgeous route. Great elevation, great scenery, great turns. There are forested areas, and then there are open areas. And then as I'm riding, I saw that orange glint. And an orange sign, usually something is more serious than a yellow sign or just a simple white sign. So of course I get up there and it's road closed. But you know, what does road closed actually mean to an adventure bike or somebody out there, you know, looking for an adventure? So I wind my way through here and I come across the barrier, but obviously easy to eke my way through here. So let's proceed a little bit further, knowing full well I might have to turn back, but let's have a look and see what we see up here. And of course I come around this corner and there's a big gully, you know, washout. And of course, traveling alone, discretion is a better part of valor, so I decided to go over and do a bit of an assessment. And it's a pretty substantial washout in through here. But I do my dynamic risk assessment, and let's see what we come up with. Okay, here's the tip of the day. If you're going to fall left. And so, yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea. If you're going to fall and traveling this direction, fall left. And part of going across to the other side was to check out the barrier on the other side to make sure I'd be able to get through it once I got through there. And sure enough, it was all fantastic. So this route and the Pend d'Oreille, great for like a 250 all the way up to a 1200cc fully loaded adventure bike. I'm on my CB500X, got about 75 pounds of gear, and it's just ideal in through here. So no real difficult, tricky, technical sections at all. Just a real enjoyable ride. But then pretty soon this section ends and you hit the Pend d'Oreille. I decided to swing back to have a look at 7 Mile Dam. And this would have been the asphalt I could have driven all the way out here, but I much prefer the more remote trail. So now I'm finally on the Pond Duray, and the very first part of it from the dam is quite wide and big, but it doesn't take very long, and it kind of moves itself down into a much narrower trail. And you'll get to see some of that coming up. Beautiful blue sky day, plus 25 degrees out, just gorgeous. And the trail, in places gets narrower and narrower, windy through the trees, through the open areas, and you're doing a couple of things at once. You're just enjoying the ride, being out there, doing it. You're taking in the scenery at the same time as you're making all the assessments as to the corners. You definitely don't want to go too hot into a left-hand corner out here. And you're looking for traffic. I didn't see anybody out here pretty much all day as I'm winding my way through here. And you can see it's fairly narrow, so you'd have to yield a little bit. And in some places, if you wanted to change direction and go back, you'd have to make a several point turn. I'm not good enough to just throw my foot down and crank the throttle and make a turn with 75 pounds of gear on. But again, you're looking, you're enjoying the scenery, each and every corner, you're trying to look as far ahead as you can to see what could be there. But that scenery is so distracting. It's captivating. It's just, you almost can't take your eyes off it, but you got to focus on the road. And you're just winding, turning, looking ahead, coming around corner after corner, and all of a sudden, the reason you look ahead, right there on the road, is just another small black bear, probably a yearling, and you're trying to assess what to do. Well, I'd much prefer the bear move on than me try to get turned around. And of course, with one this young, I'm kind of wondering, where's mom? Where's mom? So I'm trying to encourage him to move along, let's say. Anyway, I guess he was kind of curious because he just kind of pulled over to the side and kind of poked his head, and he was just still there looking at me. So I kind of made a forward attempt to see if I could distract him, but no, still kind of curious as to what's going on. So I'm continually assessing, full face helmet, kind of hard to wrap around and see where mom is, and finally you decide you gotta go. And yeah, he scampered down the side of the hill there, and off I went. Now I do carry bear spray with me, and it is in my tank bag, so it's a little bit difficult to get to. Probably should have had more access to it, especially given I'd seen 2 bears in about 25 minutes. So yeah, there's that, but no, everything worked out well. So I just love these twisting roads, the elevation changes, the narrow, the embankments, the views, the some of the burnt out forest in through here, the old danger trees, wildlife trees, providing great nesting for some of the birds and habitat in through here. And it's just gorgeous. And like I said, nobody out here. It's just me. I think it's a Friday afternoon as I'm wandering in through here. the south side of the river is still Canada. And there's some logging roads over there. I'm not sure how you get there. It looks like there's some switchbacks coming out of the dam, but I don't know if they let you cross actually at the dam. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. And of course, that was Geoff and Greg, and I told them about the Remac. I'll put a link in the description to that video because that was spectacular. And if you're going to be driving this section of road, I highly encourage you go have a look for that. We'll see ya. And of course now we're getting closer to Nelway, closer to the border, so the road is much more used in through here. And then you get onto this asphalt and you work your way over to the highway by the border crossing. And of course, I used to love riding on asphalt, and I still do, but I much prefer the gravel. But there are some scenic portions of this highway in through here, and I'm making my way to Creston and then to Yak, where I spend the night. So what do I think about this road? Highly recommended. Anyway, this is a quick preview of the Section 3 of the border route that I'm doing. This is between Yak and Baines Lake. And that'll be in the next video. Oh yeah, this is just gorgeous, but I can't look around. And this is actually just a side trip off of that. You don't have to do that part, but you can. I highly recommend this route. Scenic, great views. Thanks for coming along.